What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So we're going to do valve stems on my trailer here because the valve stems are deteriorating in the tires, so I'm going to change the valve stems out. We got this one here. This one completely fell apart and came out. And we have this one where the center has just like come out. I went to fill it up and this just blew out of it. So then I'm going to go pick up my engine, my spare motor for my Jetta that we're going to probably turbo or supercharge, I'm not sure yet, but I got a spare motor for this car. Alright, so I don't have my tool, so what I used to do in the past is get a pair of needle nose with a bend. Make sure you have a metal valve stem cap like this, and then you can kind of grab it and just kind of pry it up, and then boom, there it is, installed. So our new valve stem is installed. Now all we got to do is clean the bead up. So we'll clean the bead around it and then we'll put air in it. So I got these heavy duty mechanic wet naps. They work pretty good. But yeah, you just kind of want to work it in there, work the bead, make sure the bead is nice and clean. Like I said, this is just a spare tire in the event that one of the ones on the trailer goes flat again. And you can see how filthy it is. Yeah, bead's pretty clean on that side. And then we'll go on and do the other side. Make sure it's good and clean. Looks pretty good. And then we'll take an air nozzle, we'll blow all the debris that's in there out, and then we'll put some air pressure in it to see if it holds. Kind of blow out the bead. Make sure there's no like debris just like resting on the bead essentially. It's going to cause it. Seems pretty good. Now we can hook up the air nozzle and get this bead to pop. So then what I'll normally do is I'll put like a strap around it like this, tighten it down so it pulls the bead flat around the wheel like that, and then you can take air and pump it into it and it should grab and pop the bead on. Alright, so I actually had to pull the Schrader valve out. Once I pulled the Schrader valve out, it allowed much more air to go in, and then it filled it up. So now I got to release the tension on this if I can. There we go. We'll get this off of here. And now we have a tire that will finally hold air. Alright, so now we got a spare that holds air. We'll get our little metal stem. Put that back on there. So that one's good now. I mean, it's dry rotted. I need a new replacement, but now we know it works. So let's do this side. We'll pop that valve stem off and put a new one on. First I got to break the bead. So we got this wheel done. The only wheel I didn't do was the other side, which is fine for now. Repair it when it breaks. You know, the worst thing you can do. Alright, so we're going to load the trailer up and we're going to go pick up the engine for this car. I got a spare. Letting the air conditioner cool this sucker off because it's hot. Trailer's good to go. I think we're good. Trailer's loaded up. You go pick up the engine. Next time you see this trailer, it'll have an engine on it. So went and picked up the engine. This is our new project engine for the base model Jetta. Came pretty complete actually. Comes with a lot of stuff. The only thing it doesn't have is like an AC compressor. And a coil pack. The oil cooler's been pulled off. It's right here. Has a flywheel still on it. It's all covered in surface rust. It's been stored in a warehouse for probably the last, I don't know, 3 years, maybe 2 years. So it's just been kind of sitting. So we do need to go through and check it out and see what's going on with it. But I got some plans with this one. I think I still have my old turbo kit stuff laying around for my old 2-liter, my Mark IV one, and I may try to make that work on this. I'm surprised the harness is all intact. It's all good. That's actually really surprising. So I won't even have to swap my harness over or anything. I think I want to swap my intake manifold from my old school one. It's sitting over here on this engine. Let me go show you. So I got my old Mark IV manifold right here. I'll have to swap my throttle body, but they have the same bolt pattern, so that's fine. But yeah, it's a fire extinguisher that was converted into an intake manifold. So we'll make that work on it. Everything, the bolt pattern is all the same on it. The only difference is I'll have to get a map sensor ran, because these engines run off map sensor with no mass airflow. And they have a weird, it's like a compression fitting in the center here with like gaskets and stuff. It's very strange. So we'll have to probably get rid of the plastic one if I want to run boost. May be able to use it, but I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll just have to figure it out when we get there. Let me get this thing unloaded and put on a dolly. Safe to say the tires are still holding air, which is good. Valve stems worked like they needed to. Trailer hitch is working great on the GLI. If you don't run a trailer hitch on your little tiny economy car, man, what are you doing with your life? Who needs a pickup truck when you can just have a cheap little dinky trailer and a nice little economy vehicle to tow with? This thing, I mean, you barely even feel this little trailer back here. The tongue weight on this is like maybe 30 pounds. And then as long as you set the load in the middle over the axle, you don't even notice it. So we got the car, or the engine, unloaded. I got it over here, just rolled into the garage, all up in the way for the time being. Just another one of the millions of projects to keep on trucking. Thankfully, this is just, I picked up the engine so I can start the turbo build on it whenever I get time. There's no rush. I still got plenty of other projects to continue with. I've got my Porsche back there. I'm waiting on the coupler to show up. I got my Golf here that's getting the 2.5 swap. And then my GLI back there is perfectly fine. It runs and drives. I just don't drive it because this gets way better fuel economy. I mean, I get like 42 miles to the gallon in this thing. That only gets like 26 to 32. So, all right. Well, I'm out here sweating my butt off. Appreciate you guys sticking around. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and be back for the next one. Let me know what you want to see. Leave a comment. Let me know what car I need to work on. What car you guys are missing. I know the Porsche, it's been a hot minute, and the Golf since I've started those. Pretty much since last summer, I haven't really touched those. I did start shooting on the Porsche. I got a video coming out on that soon. I'm doing lowering on it. You can see the front on it is completely dumped because it's got coilovers on the front now, but I still have to do the suspension on the rear. There's a beam on the back. I got to drop the, it's like torsion beam setup. So I got to drop the torsion bars like 2 notches back so I can drop the rear down. And then I got new wheels for it as well, which are going to be in that video. Whenever I do the rest of the torsion beam on that, and then I can upload that video.